And we're back, guys. I'm your host, Good Energy. Welcome to Tennis in a Minute. 2 tournaments, 2 semifinals. Let's get you caught up. How about McCartney Kessler? She's balling, ladies and gentlemen. Fix her hair because she's headed to the championship. As always, videos brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use, the Fair Dealing, and the Digital Millennium Act. If you missed her this week, she played some amazing tennis, right? Dueling it out in a third set tiebreak with Cristina Buxa from Spain, coming back down a set against Sorana Cirstea, finally pulling it together. I felt just overall, Kessler was just tired, but she's such a fighter. She's mentally tough. And I told you guys last year, watch out for her. She's on my top 10 American prospects list. Not prospects. I'm sorry. She's a contender, ladies and gentlemen. She's already got 2 main tour championships. She's going for a third, an all-American final. Who's she going to face after coming back against Sorana Cirstea, dominating against Greet Menon? She's going to take on big game Jessie P. That's right, Jessica Pegula, who was in an epic battle. She won the first set, blowout fashion against Isla. But what did I say about Isla? Mentally tough, great stamina, great backhand, loves to stretch the court. She's tall. As long as she's not killing herself with double faults like the first set, she's going to frustrate her opponents. And that's exactly what she did. Look at the facial expression from Pegula. Oh, my goodness, I can't believe I did that. Isla would take the second set, but this crowd would get pumped up, and big game Jessie P would come storming back, dominate the third set. All-American final, who you got? Pegula or Kessler? Comment below. Check the community. I want to see who your vote is, guys. It's going to be tough to beat Pegula, but if someone can do it, it's going to be McCartney Kessler, who took out Coco not too long ago. Emma Navarro, another American, guys. Look, the tour's back in America. Thank goodness the time zone. You finally get some rest here, ladies and gentlemen, covering these matches like 2, 3 in the morning. Insane. Emma Navarro dominating. That's right, guys. She is in the championship here in Mexico. Who will she take on? And by the way, she's had a great run. Nothing's been easy. I mean, that match against Sumnez, very tough matchup. She was broken early, came back. A lot of people thought Zeynep would win that match. She was a favorite at one point. But Emma Navarro, ice vein. She would come back. Dasha Saville, ladies and gentlemen, trying to be the other finalist here in that championship match that's scheduled for tomorrow. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, she hasn't made a final. It's been a couple years, a lot of injuries. Remember Tokyo a few years ago, ladies and gentlemen, Naomi Osaka, Dasha was injured. Listen, that was scary, but she's battled back. We saw that championship in Granby, Canada, right? The last final she made against one of her best friends on tour, the other Dasha also from Russia. That's right, Daria Kasatkina. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that final was possibly supposed to be Marta Kashuk, who was playing very well. She withdrew from that semifinal match, giving Dasha the spot against her best friend, Dasha. You don't know which Dasha I'm talking about. Saville, giving her that final spot against Dasha because Marta withdrew. She said she was injured, but she was playing in the U.S. Open like 2 days later. Listen, I thought just the whole Russia-Ukraine situation, Marta didn't want any parts of it. I felt that Marta was playing so well, she would have beat Daria. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, fast forward to today, she's playing well. And by the way, outside of that Granby championship match that she lost to her best friend, Dasha, she was throwing a fit in that match. She was screaming, yelling, slamming her racket, and she was frustrated because outside of that final in 22 in Canada, Saville hasn't made a championship, or should I say she hasn't won a championship since 2017, back leading up to the U.S. Open, where we had a final in New Haven, Connecticut. And listen, she's played matches against Serena Williams. She took out Cibulkova in that championship match. But leading up to that final run, very impressive. And look, that was coming off of Petra Kvitova's amazing run there in New Haven, where she had 4 straight finals. That was a trivia question that I gave you guys a couple weeks ago. Yeah, she won 3 out of 4 opportunities there in the championship match. And the reality here is Iga was going for 4 straight. She failed. Petra Kvitova, ladies and gentlemen, she also failed, but she was the last person to make 4 straight final appearances in one particular tournament on tour. That's very tough to do. And Dasha, we would see her win it the next year. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, she's got a chance here to get back to a championship match. I gave my picks today. Look, 3 for 3, probably going to be 4 for 4. Now, listen, Emiliana Arango, very solid player. I think she plays her best tennis on clay. She's from Colombia, in case you don't know. Great topspin. She's a great defensive player. Power could be an issue in this matchup here. As I said, Saville's played against Serena multiple times. And the reality here is Arango's got 4 lower level titles. I'm not sure, even though the crowd wants her to win, they're cheering for her. I'm not sure if this might be too big of a stage for her just yet, because Saville, listen, guys, she's taking out Paula Badosa, Marta Kashu. She's taking out very tough competitor Angelina, right? She's playing good tennis. Now, I'm impressed with Arango as well. I mean, she took out Carly a couple times, right? Carly's a really good clay player, but I do feel Saville has been battle tested. She should win this match. Now, she's up a break. She's trying to hold here to go 4-1 in the first set, but she's struggling because Arango's very athletic. She just, and by the way, name another player on tour that wears, male or female, that loves to wear their hat to the back. I like her style. The fans like her. She's very athletic and explosive. I do think she lacks power sometimes, and she gets hung up behind the baseline a little bit too much sometimes, taking away her athletic ability, but that's how she plays. She's a clay player, and I think Saville's going to exploit that a lot here. She just hit a jump forehand that Saville wanted no parts of. The crowd just went crazy. They're cheering loud, and they want pictures. This is a good match, guys. We're going to see if Saville can hold on and possibly take out Emma Navarro. That's going to be great. The Indian Wells here, guys. Who do you think is going to win it? Coco, Iga, Sabalenka, the big 3. Or what about the big 4? Elena Rybakina might be back in the mix. Tennis in a minute. We'll be back, guys. Comment below.